Okay, my name is Emmanuel Cook, and the complaint is on Hiram for Paulding County Police Department. Basically, last Saturday, my friend invited me, my wife, and my son to watch a movie. So we get to the movie theater and pick out our movie after they get their drinks and everything. We go to the movie theater and, start watching the movie. Then me and my friend, the guy who invited me, we take a step out to go get some drinks. And we come back and we see this incident happening between his girlfriend and a Caucasian lady behind her. Basically, she received an important text message from one of her sisters, and she had to respond to the message. Her phone was on silent, as the movie instructed, her to do. Only thing, I guess it was just a glare, and the people behind her were complaining that there was a glare on the screen. So they said some rude things to her, and of course, they had some words, and then the lady went out and got the police. So the courtesy officers or detectives who were there, I think their names were Detective Jason and Detective Parham. So Detective Jason came in, which was a black male. He came in and asked Jim to step to the side to have a conversation with him to see, what the problem was, and asked them to move their seat. Then he, after, they were reseated, he came up and asked me, would we move our seat as well? And I, asked the question. I said, is it possible for us to keep our seats? We had nothing to do with, the incident that just happened. So I guess because he was standing in front of people, and this was disturbing their movies, he asked me to step to the side. So I grabbed my child in my arm, and we stepped to the side. My wife, started walking over that way as well. Then he started, I guess, trying to make me see why he thought I should move. And I guess his opinion on that was because we came together, he thought that we would want to sit by them. So I explained to him, that, me and my wife and child, we came to just watch the movie. We don't have to sit with them. Then he told me, he said, okay, well, did you pay to get in here? And we explained that my friend's sister was a manager at the movie theater, so she basically comped our tickets and we didn't have to pay. So he says, okay, well, y'all didn't pay, but those people did. And we later found out from the manager that they didn't pay either. So I told him after all of this, I was already concerned because my child was crying in the movie theater, and, I didn't want to disturb anybody's movie, so it was already in my mind to just go ahead and leave. So I told the officer, I was like, you know what, it's not that serious. I can either go buy a ticket, to either keep my seat or we'll just leave. And he was like, well, no, it's not that serious. And I was like, you know what, sir, I'll just leave, in a calm tone. I wasn't yelling at him or anything. So, I think everybody kind of knows how small and narrow the movie steps were. So I started to try to step around him, not rushing or anything, just a smooth transition around him to get down the steps. I'm assuming my baby may have bumped him or he felt some kind of slight nudge, which he said nothing about when we were in the theater. So I started walking out, and then he started, talking, and talking to me, saying stuff, and I was like, well, my uncle's an officer, which I found out he's a sergeant, and I told him, basically, I know this isn't right, and I will call him just to confirm, and let him know exactly what's going on here. And he said, well, call him, and I'll take his ASS to jail as well. So I started walking out, and I said, well, you know what? I said, I forgot where I am. I said, I forgot where I was. I said, I would never come out here again. I said, I've had a few experiences out in Hiram, in Paulding County, where I know it's I don't want to say a racist thing, but that's what it seems to be out there. I've been called niggers out there, and pretty much a lot of other things. So I said, I realize where I am. This is Hiram. I said, but I won't be back. It's fine. So I left out of the theater, and he was following me out. There was another detective, which was Detective Parham, and he came out rushing. I guess when we exited the theater, that's when I saw him, and we were headed to the lobby to leave. He started pushing me, pushing me with my child in my arms. My wife was yelling to get the baby, and he told her to hush. She needs to get away or something. He said something to her. So I kept walking. I was walking to my car. I said, I offered to leave, since it's such a big deal, I'm just going to leave. And, it is what it is. So I guess he was upset as well. For what reason, I don't know. So he kept pushing me, and I said, sir, do you have to be rough with me? I have my child in my arms. And he said, where's your license? And I felt in my pocket to pull him out to show him. And, while still walking towards the door, I realized that I didn't have them on me. So I said, I guess they're in the car. And he said, well, if you don't have your license, I'm taking you to jail. So I said, wow, if I don't have my license, I'm going to jail. He was like, sir, give me your license. And I said, you can follow me to the car. Not being sarcastic or anything. I just told him, I was being very calm, and I have witnesses to prove all of this. I said, you can follow me to the car, and I'll get my license. Then the officer grabbed my arm and started to arrest me. Said, I'm under arrest, grabbed my arm, and started putting me in handcuffs with my child in my arm. Didn't warn me, didn't tell me to put my child down or anything. So he starts grabbing me. My child almost hit the ground. My wife had to run up and grab him before he hit the ground. And we do have witnesses in the movie theater who worked there who saw this happen. So he starts pushing me out of the door, and I'm asking him, sir, why am I in handcuffs? Because my license was in the car, trying to get an understanding. So I keep walking, and we're walking towards the designated area they were pushing me to. Didn't tell me where we were going, just were, pushing me. So what then happened? He started trying to twist my arm, and I said, sir, why are you being rough? I said, I'm cooperating, I'm doing what you're asking me to do, I'm walking. And he started yelling out loud, you're resisting arrest, you're resisting arrest. And I turned around, my head, facing him, still walking to where he was taking me. And I said, sir, I'm not resisting arrest in this tone, which I'm speaking now. Sir, I'm not resisting arrest. I'm walking to where you asked me to go. And he starts trying to twist my arm and bend my arm and everything, being rough with me. And I'm telling him, sir, it's not that big of a deal. I'm cooperating. I'm doing what you asked me to do. You don't have to, you don't have to treat me like this. You don't have to, So then the manager came out who comped our tickets and let us in the movies. And she asked him, hey, when she knew these officers because they worked with her every Friday and Saturday. So she asked him, hey, what's going on? What's going on? And he told the crowd, basically the people who were with us, I guess he was telling them to leave or something like that. I heard him tell the other officer, can we just get another patrol up here and take all of their ASSES to jail? So she said, what's wrong? And he grabbed her arm and twisted her arm back, and she had marks. It was actually too dark that night to get pictures of that. But,
wait a minute. He grabbed the manager of the movie theater?
Yeah, he grabbed her arm and twisted it back.
Okay, keep going.
Okay. So after he grabbed her arm and twisted it back, her brother said, hey, what are you doing? He's the one that invited us. He said, hey, sir, what are you doing? You don't have to do her like that. This officer seems like he turned into a demon. He started shaking, and he reached for his mace, and my child was in that crowd. He pulled out his mace and started to spray, and Officer Jason, or Detective Jason, had to tell him, calm down, calm down. So after this, he started, Officer Jason, I think he took control of me as far as taking me to that destination, trying to calm the other officer down. So Officer Jason or Detective Jason took me to the side of the building, and Officer or Detective Parham followed him. I got to the side of the building, and Officer Jason was telling him to give me your keys, and he wouldn't give them to him. He was like, give me your keys. So Officer